If you were wondering just which strategies are the most profitable when it comes to trading tennis on Betfair, then this video is for you. I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek at all the best tennis trading strategies and different ways that the professionals trade tennis. And this is all demonstrated with real life examples from the Betfair exchange, so you can see it for yourself and decide if this is a trading sport for you. Go grab a nice cold beer or a margarita and let's get into it. So there are a lot of people switching over to tennis trading at the moment, and on the face of it, you can see the reasons why. There is huge liquidity in the tennis markets, which then means a huge earning potential. There are literally millions of pounds being turned over on just your average low profile tennis match, never mind the big high profile ones. Okay, so that means there is huge earning potential if you did want to scale up your stakes. So if you can be profitable trading tennis at £100 stakes, then it is just a case of scaling it up into 4 or 5 figure stakes, which can be done really easily on the tennis markets because they are highly liquid. So the earning potential, if you can crack tennis trading, is absolutely huge. It's also pretty easy to learn. It might not seem like that from the outside. It might seem like it's very confusing, and especially if you don't know anything about any of the tennis players. However, extensive knowledge of the actual tennis players is not required. A lot of it is all in the numbers, and it's just getting into the market at the right opportune moments. And you're going to learn more about that in this video today when I show you some of the strategies. But extensive knowledge of the sport is not required. You don't have to go out there and research and learn about all the different players. Similar to how you might want to do that in football. You might want to have good knowledge of every single league and all the players that play within it. Not so much in tennis. And another reason is the large volume of tennis as well. A bit of a misunderstanding about tennis is that it's only a sport which happens a few times a year, like at Wimbledon or the French Open or the US Open, when in reality there is tennis 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, almost anyway. It is happening on a daily basis. There are tournaments every single week. And on some days, depending on where the tournament is, you might have matches on during the day to trade, and then there's matches in the evening and sometimes matches in the middle of the night as well. So there is large volume. So there is a huge opportunity to be trading this as much as you do want. So if you are someone who has a day job and can only trade in the evening, there's usually something to do, okay? Or vice versa. If you're a football trader who only trades in the evening, well, if you're free during the day, then tennis trading is ideal. And that was pretty much how I stumbled onto it in the first place. And also, it is fast to trade as well. So that means it's great for your lifestyle. And at the end of the day, I'm sure most of us who are into sports trading in some way are doing this for the lifestyle. Okay, we're not looking for a second job. We're just looking for a way to improve our lifestyle and find another income stream. And tennis trading can be ideal for that, because you could just sit down, trade one match with some of the strategies you're about to learn in this video, and then that could be it. Okay, if you've got more free time, then there is large volume, so you could be there and trade a few matches in that day if you want. But if not, you could find the strategy which you like the look of the most. Look to get involved. You could be in and out within seconds, within minutes. Okay, it's not something you have to sit around for all day and trade. And that's another misunderstanding with tennis trading. People think you might be there for hours trading back and forth, which you could be. If it's making money, why not? But depending on the strategy, you could just be in and out very quickly. You could trade a match and then be done for the day and go about your day, and you could probably make the sort of money you're looking to make just on that one particular match. Okay, so as you can see, there's lots and lots of reasons for getting involved in tennis trading. But in this video, we're going to be concentrating on the strategies that people are using. Okay, and what we're going to start with is the scalping. Okay, I just spoke about how when you are trading tennis, you can be in and out of the market very quick. Well, scalping is extremely quick, and you can be in and out of the market within seconds. And it is about getting in and out of the market within opportune times. And you're looking to get in and out depending on the points. Okay, so it could be back in a server, it could be lay in a server, or vice versa, right? So that is basically the essence of scalping. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dive right into some real life examples so then you can see exactly what I mean. Okay, it's much better demonstrated on the Betfair interface. So let's get into that. But before we do, if you're liking the idea of this video so far, you're liking the idea of tennis trading, then click the like button on this video and it will go a long way to help supporting this channel. Okay. Or you could wait, you could watch the video for a bit, see how you like it, and then click the like button if you think that we deserve it. Totally up to you. But anyway, if you can support the channel, clicking the like button would be great. Anyway, let's dive into it. Let's check out some scalping examples. So we're going to go for a quick scalp. Okay, I need to get my money in the market very, very quickly. That is one of the things you have to learn about tennis, is to be very quick in between the points to get your money in. Okay. So anyway, we're going to go for a quick scalp on the serve of this player, Dusan Lajovic, backing him at 1.52, and we're going to look for him to score a point or two, and then we're going to get out with a quick scalp. Okay, very, very simple stuff. And remember, we're using a £500 stake. The full £500 is never going to be at risk when you are scalping on tennis. That's something to keep in mind. That's never gonna be risked at all. Okay, we're gonna look to get in, get out. If he doesn't serve how we want, then we're gonna get out and maybe just take a loss. That's kind of what you do with the scalping. But he's currently 15 love up, and so he's just gone 30 love up. So he scored the first 2 points as you would expect on his serve, and now we've got £30 sitting on him, and that is it. Okay, so with scalping like that, where you just want to back the server, ideally you want to see them play a service game each, like we have seen in this one, and you want to back the player who is looking pretty comfortable and like he is serving well, and then you can get out with some pretty low risk ticks. Okay, we're in at 1.52 out of 1.46, and you saw that was like less than a minute. Okay, it can be really, really fast in the men's game, and if you are going to scalp like this, do it on the men. Okay, do it on the men, don't do it on the women. But yeah, very simple stuff. Okay, back to lay, quick scalp in there, and we got a £30 profit within less than a minute. And he's gone on to win the service game. Now you could just leave it as a £30 free bet on Lajovic, or you could green it up. Okay, and to keep this video simple, I'm just going to lock in the profit and show you that now we can step away and take that £20 guaranteed. But the idea with scalping is that you want to do it over and over again. Okay, so we wouldn't want to just do that and then walk away. We would want to do it over and over again, and then potentially you can build up enough green that you can leverage later on in the match for a swing trade or some sort of position taken. Okay, that is the idea behind scalping. And so what you can see is that Garin has fallen a point behind on his serve. It is a 30-40 situation. So he's effectively given up a breakpoint opportunity to Felix Alguer. So the markets have moved severely in Alguer's situation, in Alguer's favor rather. And so this is a potentially good scalping opportunity where Garin is still serving. He is a male player, strong serve at the same time. And if he wins that point, then we get the market move back in our direction, and then we can get out, and we've got it right there. Okay, very, very quickly. So that is probably one of the more opportune times to look to scalp, is when you have a male player who is behind a point or two, especially at those critical situations, and you can gain a quick amount of ticks there. Okay, 10 ticks, 1.57 out of 1.68. £500 stake. Remember, the whole £500 never at risk. Okay, it is just a stake to trade with, and we've now got £53 free bet sitting on Felix, and then we would look to try and repeat that opportunity as and when it happens. And obviously eventually when it does go against us, then we accept that loss and we exit out of the market. But hopefully by then we've built up enough green so that loss doesn't really hit us too much, and we're still walking away with a profit. And that's the idea behind scalping. So we're only just getting started, and I still have more strategies to show you later in this video. But I do just want to let you know that we now have an opening date for Ultimate Tennis Trading. So if you are liking the look of trading tennis and you want to learn how to do it in full, then this is the course that you need. Now we have an opening date, and it is going to be for a limited time only. So if you want to be on the waiting list to get an invite when we do open, click the link in the description. In the description, I should have the opening date as well. If you're too late, then we just have to go on the waiting list again for the next opening. But within the Ultimate Tennis Trading course, you'll learn all the strategies in full that you're learning today and much, much more. You'll learn how to trade a tennis match from start to finish, even if you know nothing about tennis. You learn how to do the research as well, even if you know nothing about the players, and it literally takes you 30 seconds. You'll learn how to read a tennis match, even if you've never even watched tennis before. And then you get the 5 strategies, 5 full strategies, and a huge bonus package as well. This is the first time we've opened Ultimate Tennis Trading in over a year. So I want to have a nice reward, a nice few welcome gifts for those who have waited for so long. Okay. So anyway, if you are interested in taking your tennis trading to the next level, click the link in the description, put your very best email address down, and then you'll get an email with further information as soon as possible. Okay, you know where to find it. Link is in the description. But anyway, what we're going to take a look at now is swing trading, and this is probably the most common form of tennis trading. Okay, because in tennis trading, if you ever looked at a tennis chart, there are a lot of swings, and that is why tennis is such a beautiful sport to trade. So if we can take advantage of those swings, make some profits, well, we could catch one swing trade, and then we could catch a whole bunch of other swing trades after and just keep adding and adding to the profit. But let me dive into a real life example now of a swing trade so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to look for a swing trade on this one. We're going to back Doi here with a £200 stake. We're going to get in the market there at 2.12, and it's just got matched. So the idea is that we're going to back to lay with Doi. Okay, we backed with £200, and what has happened is her price has swung up because she is currently 3-1 down in the first set. But we're going to back her, looking for her to get back into it. She was the favorite before the match, and so we're going to back her and then look for that price to swing down and then lay and then get out with a profit. That's the idea. It's a back to lay. It's a swing trade, and there's still plenty of time left in this first set for us to achieve it. £200 is in the market, but that whole £200 is not being risked. We will exit at the end of the set regardless, okay, whether we've made a profit or if we have to accept a loss. But that whole £200 is not going to be at risk because she's already 3-1 up. So the markets are kind of expecting that she's going to go on and win the set, but we're being a contrarian in this particular instance. Okay, so now it's 3-3 at the end, at the end of that service game, and Doi has leveled it. Her price has gone into 1.56. So there is that back to lay trade. It's a 2.12 back and then a lay at 1.56. We've got £112 of green, but because this is an even match, I'm just going to cash it out and equalize the profit over both outcomes. And so we've made £70 there very quickly as well. Okay, so that was a good example of a swing trade, and especially how I like it to happen in tennis trading, because we didn't have to hang around. We didn't have to wait too long for that. So you can see the price swung up and swung down, and then we locked in our profit. Very quick, very fast, very low risk at the same time, and we've got £70 locked in. So it's a 35% return on the stake that we used. So nice example there of a swing trade when trading tennis. First of many swings in this match, I do hope. Moving on from swing trading, we're going to take a look at position taking. Now, this is a slightly different approach to tennis trading. Now, if you are a football trader, then this is very similar to how many people will trade football. It will just be taking a position, waiting for a certain incident to happen, and then getting out of the market. So in football trading, that could be something like laying the draw, waiting for a goal, and then getting out of the market. That is a very, very similar approach. Within tennis trading, it might be backing a certain player, waiting until there is a break point or waiting until the end of the set, and then looking to get out of the market without watching the market too much in the meantime. Okay, so that is the main difference between position taking and going in for a regular swing trade. If you are swing trading, you're probably keeping a close eye on the prices. But when you're position taking, you are probably just taking your position and then looking to come back at a designated point. The main advantage being that you're not going to be confused or tempted by all the fluctuations in the meantime, because you know with the tennis prices, they can move all over the place in the meantime. So you might take a position on a player, you might see the price then drift, and you might panic. And then you might get out of the market without realizing, well, if I didn't do that, I would have made the profit. Okay. And there are a lot of people who like to trade tennis in that way, just keeping it simple, not being tempted into panicking or anything like that. And so position taking can be the best solution, especially if you're a beginner as well to tennis trading. But anyway, let me show you a real life example of position taking so you know exactly what I mean. So what you can see is we're taking a position taking trade in this match with Hercash and Fabiano. Now, what you would do if you're doing a position taking trade is you might just assess the early stages of the set and see who looks like the stronger player, and then look to do a back to lay on that player or a later back, okay, depending which way you want to enter the market. In this case, we've seen Hercash start this pretty strongly and threaten to break Fabiano's serve, okay, so he looks like by far the better player. So you would do a position taking trade, and that means we're going to get in the market, we're going to back him, and then we're going to check it at the end of the set. Okay, so we're not going to be worried about the in-between fluctuations or anything like that. We're just going to look to exit at the end of the set, or take some sort of action if it does head to a tie break. Okay, so anyway, we've gone in with a £500 stake. Remember, we're trading, so that whole £500 is not at risk. Okay, so anyway, let's see what happens. It's 2-2 in the first set. So we just heard the notification for the end of the first set, and we've come to the screen and we can see here that, as expected, Hercash has gone on to win that first set, and the score is 6-3 pretty comfortably. However, the idea of position taking is that we're not going to be worrying ourselves about the short-term fluctuations, and it looks like there was a bit of a drift on Hercash at one point, so maybe the underdog started to look good. And for a lot of beginners, or a lot of people who like to trade tennis this way, they don't want to see that. They'd rather just get in and assess the situation at a designated point and not have to worry about the short term, because they know with their lack of discipline they might just get out and or freak out for whatever reason. Okay, so with position taking, yep, you just keep it simple like that. Now Hercash, he was a strong favorite anyway. We know that men's tennis is very weighted heavily in favor of the favorite, and so there is a good chance he's going to win that first set anyway. But by watching the first few service games, you can get an idea whether this is a trade you really want to take. Now let's close the trade out. So what we would want to do is we could lock it in as a cash out, but we'd probably just want to leave it as a free bet. He is trading at 1.08 at the moment. Okay, so we could just leave it there as a free bet of £105 on Hercash, and then be done with it. Okay, if you really wanted to just get on with your day and move on to other stuff, then just cash it out and forget about it. But more than likely what you can do is you can set the notification on your phone. If Fabiano does win this second set somehow, then you green up and just lock in a profit no matter what. But more than likely Hercash goes on to win the second set, and you're going to take home that full £105. So that's pretty much how the position taking works. Okay, remember that we use a £500 stake. That full 500 is never going to be at risk. We're going to look to exit at the end of the first set as expected, and we could take a loss if it went against us. But otherwise it is pretty simple. Okay, pretty simple position taking, and for a lot of beginners it might be their preferred way when you are dipping your toe into tennis trading. Okay, so we are not done yet by a long shot, but before we move on, I want you guys to leave a comment below and let me know if any of these strategies look like fun to you, and also which tennis trading strategy out of all of them looks most ideal for you. I would be very interested to know what you think, so do leave a comment below and let me know. All right, you know where the comment section is, I'm sure. So we're going to move on to another tennis trading strategy, and this one is probably one of the most exciting of all. It is buying the dip, or laying low. So basically there are a lot of people who like to approach tennis trading just looking to lay players at low prices, look for a swing in the price upwards, so it is a combination of swing trading at the same time, and then looking to lock in a profit from there, and then they would do it again if the price goes low again. So they would constantly be buying the dip, looking for that swing in the price back up, and then rinsing and repeating over again. So and when we say laying low, we're looking at prices probably below 1.25. If you can get a tennis player trading below 1.25, especially in like the first set, then there is a good chance that price is still going to trade high once again, depending on how much time is left in the match. And if you pick these right, then it can be very easy to lay low, back high, and then repeat and repeat and repeat and just keep adding to the profit. But let me dive again behind the computer screen and show you exactly what we mean by buying the dip or low laying. So this looks like a good opportunity for a low lay. Sarah Irani's just gone down to 1.23. It's still fairly early in the first set. Okay, we are still in the first set. There's no scoreboard on the screen. But anyway, these are the type of prices you want to kind of go for if you're just looking for that low lay. You're looking for the price to go below 1.25. You want it to dip, and we want to kind of buy the dip, and then we're going to look for that price to swing back upwards, and then we can take a profit out of this one. So let's see what happens. Irani's serving at the moment is so it is 3-1 in that first set. So let's see if Mikhail can get back into it. So it's 4-3 in this first set, and Irani's price has started to drift a little bit. So we got in at 1.24. It's gone out to 1.37 at the moment. So what you can always do when you are doing a low lay is you can take some exposure out the market, okay, as that price rises, and try and just put yourself in a position where you could break even if you don't get the big drift, because we're looking for it is a swing trade that we are looking for, but we're looking for a bigger swing, so we want the price to probably go up to at least 1.5 before we look to take the profit. But there's a little tip as well, is that we can take some exposure out the market as that price rises, so that if Irani does go on to win this first set, then we could be in a position where we just take maybe a scratch trade. Okay, so we're going to take like £150 out of this one, and now see how it goes. Okay, it is 4-3, right? So let's see what happens from here. So it's just gone to deuce on Mikhail's serve. The price spiked up just to 1.5, so just took I used £100 just to get some more exposure out the market. What we're looking at is, I expect if Mikhail goes on to win her service game from here, that will probably complete our swing trade and we can get out for a profit at that particular point. But it is currently deuce, so anything could happen from here. Let's see what happens next. So she unbelievably lost that service game somehow. However, she's now leveled it a little bit later on. So now finally the trade is complete. Okay, so what you can do when you are doing this low lay-in, and what I do see a lot of low layers do, is kind of just leave the profit on the favorite. Okay, at this particular point. Let me just try and adjust that just so I can demonstrate it. Nope, didn't get taken, or it did. Okay, so anyway, so now we've got a £300 profit sitting on Sarah Irani at this particular point, and or we could cash it out for a £165 profit. Okay, you can see the markets are kind of fluctuating all over the place. But anyway, just to keep it simple for the YouTube video and for everyone watching, we're just going to take the profit. Okay, so pretty much a £200 profit there. Okay, and let me just show you the chart just so you can see how frustrating it was. This was our original trade. We got in right down here at the bottom, and then you saw when I was pretty much just about to take the profit, then she somehow lost that service game, and it actually went down again, and then the trade repeated, and you see that quite often happen within tennis trading. But anyway, a nice example of a low lay, and then obviously the idea is that we would look to do it again and again. If Irani trades much lower, we'd get in again, try and repeat it, try and add to the profits. So I do have one more strategy example to show you. When I show you this final one, I think everything is really going to start to click for you with regards to tennis trading. But while you're there, I do just want to stress that if you are interested in ultimate tennis trading, we now have an opening date for it. It has been over a year since we opened it, and I'm getting emails about this almost every day with people wondering when it's going to open, However, we finally have a date, and all the details and information should be in the description. And if you want to get an invite to be able to access the course, then click the link in the description and put in your very best email address. Okay, so if you're liking the look of the strategies that have been shown in this video today and you want to learn them in more detail, then this is the course that you need. And that is where we show you how to research the matches that are most ideal for the strategies, how to spot the opportunities to use the strategies in the match. And there are 5 detailed strategies. 3 of them are pretty simple for beginners, but there are 2 more advanced ones as well. And there is a huge bonus package as well, just as a big thank you for those who have been waiting for over a year. Okay, there are people on that waiting list who have been there since March 2020. So anyway, click the link in the description of this video and you will get on the waiting list, and that's the only way that you can gain access to the course. The link should be right below the video. But we're going to dive into the final strategy example, and that is to use them all. Okay, when you trade tennis, it isn't really about just using one strategy, kind of executing one strategy and then just moving on. You can and should be using a combination of all of them, okay, to really maximize your profit. And the idea is that you win one trade. Once you've won that one trade and you've got some profit, from that point on, you want to leverage that profit and just try and make it an even bigger profit, knowing that from this point on, you shouldn't be losing any money, okay? The real risk is in that very first trade. If that doesn't go to plan and you're in a loss, then it could be a case of maybe trying again, or it could just be a case of moving on to the next match. But once you've won that first bit of green, it is a case of just leveraging up that green and trying to add to the bottom line using a combination of all the strategies. It could be one swing trade, then a bit of scalping, then a position take, or so on and so on, okay? But anyway, I've got a nice real life example of exactly that for you to check out right now. So we've got a decent profit on this one already. Now it is just a case of trying to see if we can add to that profit. We had, 167 locked in altogether. But now here's just a bit of a scalping opportunity. So Doi is serving. It is 40 advantage, okay? So she concedes this point, she's going to lose a breaker serve. But the price has dipped down to 1.34. It could be a good scalping opportunity. If she can score the next point, then it's going to push the odds back in our favor, and it looks like that has just happened there. So it's gone straight up to 1.49, and so we can get out and just take that little scalp right there, and we just leveraged up that profit up to 182. It was about 165 or something just before I entered that trade. So just a quick example there. I mean, once you've already made that green, then it can be just a case of looking back to then use the earlier strategies and use them all, combine them all, use the earlier strategies to then add to the bottom line, knowing that we can't actually lose any money now. It is just a matter of how much we can make, and you have to be really unlucky to keep doing it and waste away your whole profit, okay, from there. So quick and easy in the market and out, quick scalp, adding to that bottom line. So we're going to go for a low lay-in opportunity on this one. 1.08 her price has gone into Doi here. Now, when you want to do the low lay-in, ideally you want to use some profits you've already made earlier on in the match. So it's almost a free shot at just trying to increase your profits. Now you can see that the cash out amount is 174, but by risking some of that, we could potentially, well, give ourselves a profit potential of 476 for this to be an interesting end to the match. But worst case scenario, we're still going to make 153, because obviously now we're going for something that's a bit more of a longer shot, and that is for Hibino to turn this around quite late on in the match. But that's the position you want to be in. You want to be in the position where we've already made some profit. We're just going to risk a tiny percentage of that profit to try and leverage up to an even bigger profit and expect the unexpected, as you should be doing when you're trading tennis. So anyway, we got involved in this one. As you saw, we lay in at 1.08. Let's see what happens. Doi's currently serving. Let's see if Hibino can turn this around. Well, looks like we're going to win our trade, but not the way that we really wanted to, okay? Let's try and get out of this. Well, it's not looking like a good situation at all. So Doi, I mean, we opposed Doi, okay? We opposed her looking for a swing, and then she's actually played really well in these final games, and she was looking like she was actually going to win the match in this game, and she took a bit of a fall and got injured, and her price on her has shot up. So I guess it just shows that anything can happen when you're trading tennis. Anything can happen. I mean, we didn't win it on the scoreboard, but we won it by the market doubt that just happened when Doi fell over there. So we just added to the bottom line, as you can see. But anyway, just goes to show what can happen when trading tennis. Okay, I will keep you posted if anything more of note happens in this match. However, it looks like Doi is going to get a match point here. She looks a little bit stiff, so it's not looking great. But maybe she'll get over the line. But anyway, crazy example. But we managed to make another swing trade. Okay, not the way we wanted, but we got there in the end. And that just about wraps it up. And now you've seen the whole video. I'm sure you now know whether you like or dislike this video. If you do like it, just click the like button. Your support is very much appreciated. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to get more videos like this as soon as they come out. And if you want to keep watching, go grab another nice cold beer and check out one of these 2 videos that are on the screen right now. And I will see you in the next video.